Hey guys, welcome back to ESL TV for the ESL One Battlefield 4 Spring 2015 season cut number 2. And we're getting underway with pretty similar quarterfinals that we had last time. Semifinals. We have Fnatic up top, up against Mutual Makers, and we have SK up against Epsilon. And we did do the Fnatic game last time. So this week, we're going to give you the Mutual Makers, not Mutual Makers, no, the Epsilon versus SK game. I get confused with Safe. He always throws me off because now he's on Epsilon's roster. And why don't you run us through our maps really quickly?
Yep, sure. So we're going to be starting off with Operation Locker, which we've already seen once today, of course, in our first game, the round of 16. And after that, we've got Dawnbreaker again. That fantastic comeback from SK. It's still in the kind of back of my mind. I'm going to be remembering that one for a while. Over on Dawnbreaker. And then, of course, over on the third map, something we haven't seen in what feels like forever, of course, yet in this season.
It's been a while.
Langkang Dam.
Can't wait. I kind of hope we get there just because it's a really fun map. Yeah. Really one-sided, but it can also be very strategy heavy.
Strategy, that's the word you're looking for.
But actually, let's go ahead and just drop you in the game for now as my headset just kind of falls off onto the side. One thing I want to point out in this game in particular is the fact that we saw Epsilon play against Fnatic on this map, and Fnatic took a 23-ticket first-half lead. Not easy to do against a team like them, but coming into this one, I wonder if SK can kind of challenge them. SK had a little bit of a tough time up against MHSV on it, though, just prior. Sorry, they didn't play that map. I don't know why I misread my notes. But they had a difficult time against MHSV on Zavod, on Dawnbreaker, but yet they were able to pull the victory, and things here are going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, they're certainly not going to be easy, of course, going into this one. So things they have to consider is the power we know Epsilon possess in this one. I saw people in chat saying, if SK win this one, I'm going to go crazy. And I mean, Safe, Mayek, David, Duke, Horek, every single one of them, if I was highlighting an individual player on another team, would be in that list. And so to have 5 members so very strong, definitely in that top 3 teams, top 3 teams at the moment in Battlefield, it's going to be interesting to see if SK Gaming can come off the back of such a fantastic start and see if they can do it again.
All right, well, either way, SK taking their time. Jika not trying to make the move onto outside just yet onto Horek. He's able to pick up the kill onto David, it seems, on top of the boulders. But right now, Duke trying to maintain control of A here by being aggressive. Gets taken down by an Arky. And that should allow him to push in as an Arky. Actually picked up a second kill there, but he gets eventually shut down. And the 2-1 will safely be in the hands here of Epsilon, unless Texas can do something about it. And unfortunately, David's a little bit too quick on the trigger to shut him down, and they will have that nice CA hold.
That's what you've been looking for, and they've managed to establish it so very quickly. Epsilon showing no signs that they are going to give anything away for free. A and C now already secured for Epsilon, and they're not looking to kind of spread their numbers quite evenly. You can see Mayek and Duke going to be holding steady around the Infirmary, around that A flag, and elsewhere on the map you can already see that 2-player hold on C, and then those 2 players pushed out towards Snake. They're actually about to receive them. The action going down in middle already. 1 frag has been picked up, and they're looking for more. Hunter is going to surely go down for a 1-for-1 exchange. No, Safe gets away with his life, rocking the ACW, and Duke's doing exactly the same thing on the other side of that A site.
Duke, unfortunately, does eventually die here. Eventually does fall towards the B site. It's weird that I can go in that wall there. But, in the meantime, Epsilon, they just have this nice, strong hold. Like, I'm actually not sure why Make is this far pushed up. Maybe just a little bit cocky right now. Maybe trying to get behind them. But they have this nice line hold, and these tickets are just bleeding in their favor. They've only lost 4 so far in the first 2 minutes. But right there, it might be number 5.
SK just seem to be a little out of touch in this game. It feels like, of course, Epsilon very strong on this one. Previous game, we saw Epsilon do exactly the same thing in a fantastically close one up against Fnatic. And now, A and C flying high for the Epsilon side, and they're not looking to show any signs that this is going to stop. Instead, they're going to hold steady. And you can see the attempts at the moment from SK getting shut down with little more than a blink.
Oh, and Arky, you're not going to survive that. Being shot from 2 different directions here, and they do clean him up and then reinforces A site very quickly. And they're keeping Horek, who just seems to be winning out on these duels every time, on towards C. It's allowed to build up this lead. Look at that, 143 to 91 tickets. This is looking very reminiscent of MHSV versus SK on Dawnbreaker just previously.
Yeah, it is exactly that same kind of feeling already. Of course, SK, they did it once, they could do it again. Fantastic comeback earlier, and oh, that's what we've been looking for. That's what they always seem to look for. Finally, Safe connects it, though. The Magnum to the brain of Jika to produce. Jeez, that was an odd one. To produce another kill.
Could be like a siren seducing them to their deaths.
A siren with the Magnum. but produce does make a lot more sense. So we'll stick with that one as a 77 now to 143.
Trying to bait him and outsmart
And
him.
Epsilon have only forgone 7 tickets.
You're just everywhere with your words.
I'm just going to go ahead and take a deep breath.
All right, I do have confirmation he did in fact do that here, but safe inside of Snake, trying to maintain control of that area. Finally, Duke going to be taken down, but Meg, I'm assuming that's going to be defending from Infirmary, and finally, they've broken through, but it took 3 men to push on towards this flag towards C, and look at that score difference. That is huge. Almost, actually, over double the score right now. Epsilon finally loses on 10 tickets after about 4 minutes time. And SK, they are struggling here. Even Hexus using the sniper.
There must be a reason for that. Either he's given up, either he's lost hope, which I sincerely hope he hasn't. He's got a whole lot more to play for.
Well, right now, I don't think he wants to kill himself to respawn, so maybe he's trying to get that so he gets control of outside, because they were struggling with Horik.
And now he just wants to get a new weapon.
Yeah, but he's got to die to do that, and I don't think he wants to suicide for it.
Yeah, he realizes he's got to try and do something. There is one man there. He's not going to connect the shot, and you can see immediately why they choose to not pick up the recon class until very specialized situations. Already, though, the C flag is going to be capped over. Looks like the B flag's going to be meeting a similar fate.
There's a full squad wipe.
Yeah, Anaki's going to have to do something, as he's the only man left alive. Just going to be evading that squad wipe with the revive as well. And already Epsilon double the tickets of SK Gaming going into this first half, and they're looking to be setting the pace quite violently.
And Hex is switching back. Switching back classes, getting out of that sniper. Not really going for that a second time. And, safe. Nice little bait comes in, but it doesn't force you to pick up that second kill onto Jika. Now it's all in the hands of Meg, who's just been sat inside this area for the majority of the game, I feel like. He's going to be finally shoved and pushed away from it, trying to spam through, trying to maybe connect onto someone, but unfortunately gets taken out from the back. And finally, the A site going to be cracked. That shell is going to be gone. And now SK going to reap the rewards from that nut.
Hexus on the push outside. 2 players to receive him. Epsilon going to be trying their best to catch him on the angle, but look at Hexus' position. He is not going to give them anything. Of course, at this stage, he's going to try and catch something. No, they get caught out. Mek checking his corners beautifully. He picks up the frag, and now 46 to 113 with that 2-cap hold. SK Gaming, they're looking to close this gap, and they need to close it fast. Of course, Epsilon, they're going to have to try and respond to this as quickly as they can. Looks like A-side is going to be the hit. 4 men going to be coming through this area. David going to be forced back, though, by the grenade, and you just see them closing from multiple angles, and this is going to be really tough. You can see 2 men coming in, finally able to break their way through, but unfortunately being shut down one by one, and that infirmary spot just proving to be a little bit too strong. There's still a man, though. It's going to be Mayek, I believe, still chilling in this corner and waiting to go for the retake. Oh, actually, I think they know he's there. Yeah, look at these 3 men looking straight down. The nade's going to rain in. He will fall. So, look at that. Quickly, SK pull back a tri-cap for a split second there. And that lead that they had out of Epsilon, it's still pretty big right now, but it's not as big as it was just a couple minutes ago. Yeah, they have closed the gap somewhat. It's kind of reminiscent of what SK did previously over on Dawnbreaker in their second game. Already you can see Mek going to have to be forced to revive his team. Maybe does get a double kill outside already. So the C site is going to be captured over. David going to be capping that one over. As you see, a great play with the ACW. Safe, who's at the top of that scoreboard. 13 kills alongside Mayek with 11. And SK, they haven't got one man really shining brightly, but you do have 7, 7, 7, 6, 3. There's very little. I mean, other than the underperformance from Hunter, they're all so very level. And that says something about SK. That says that they're being tested here. And they're not going to pass with flying colors just yet.
I was wondering what the numbers you were rambling off with, and then I realized, oh, that's a score, and that's not a good score at all. I mean, yeah, they're even at 7 7s, but that's not what you need when you're down this many tickets. 50 tickets in, 7 minutes in. It's really unfortunate for them. And now Duke trying to go for the retake on towards A. There's still 4 men there to defend against this, but they should be able to crack this. They should be able to make their way through, because with 2 men, Meg and David, trying to maybe go for the flank towards B, should allow them to secure some sort of 2-1 hold.
Yeah, anything they can take, they will. And you can see another Magnum frag this time for Hexus. He's going to try and come back with a hip fire. Hunter too quick for him, though, and now just 28 remaining for SK in this first half, and then kind of looking to be trying to battle on this A site. They are finally going to secure that one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Safe takes a couple of kills with it.
Trying to go for the challenge. Will be a little bit difficult, though, but he gets the kill nonetheless. Hexus, fortunately not winning on that 1v1. And that's going to allow some respawns to come in now. Narky will be able to finally get the better of him, get revenge for his teammate. Or avenge his teammate.
Some more to the phase. Jikat's taken down Horek. He's been pretty quiet so far this game. 9 to 5. It's not like he's underperforming. He's just not being the usual top fragger that we know and love.
He's been at C, just defending most of the time.
And he's been kind of doing a good job of bounty. You can see the C flag is still flying for Epsilon, but as I say that, the B flag is the one that's under the most pressure, and Anaki's looking to do something over at C at the same time.
He's not going to be contested, so it's just a matter of time before he does finally get towards that flag. He's just taking his dear sweet time to finally make the move, and looks like the information has been given to him. They know off by men are towards this B flag, and they're picking up the kills here. Epsilon, though, down 2 men, 3 men now, as Hunter came around from the side, and this should be a nice contest on to B.
Hunter capping over on B. As you can see, he's trying to play it safe. He's not looking for too much confrontation, as the B flag is going to be flying for Epsilon, and SK, off the back of this trip cap, could be in a little spot of bother if Anarchy doesn't win out on this 1v1. I keep wanting to say Anakin. I have to kind of stop myself, as Anarchy does just dart himself into cover, and he's just going to be holding steady, waiting for that flag to be captured over, and David's taking a little too much time. These numbers are going to be falling away from Epsilon if they're not careful.
Oh, Duke got the kill, though, so that will allow David to push him. They will get the 2-1 back. It's not a 100-ticket lead that they had before, but you know what? 50 tickets wouldn't be that bad, and as long as Duke can hold them up, draw a little bit of time back towards A, so they can keep them in this area, they will be looking at a 50-plus ticket lead, which won't be too bad for them. It's not the best they could have had, but it's the best of a bad situation where they just kind of lost control of the game and were struggling to really get it back in their own hands.
Yeah, they did seem to be kind of fumbling somewhat in maintaining this, and you can see the BC hold the last 6 tickets. I mean, they're holding on to respawns. Look at that. SK, they're as good as gone, just as Jika remaining. As soon as he falls, of course, it will be game over. Looks like it might be now. He does go down. Epsilon are going to be happy to take that one away from them. The spawns come in, as does the game. And that concludes the first half of our semi-final with 56 tickets in favor of Epsilon. All
right, and just to see the scoreboard really quickly. Hey, shh, guys, stop talking. Stop chatting with me. We had Safe 16-11, Make 16-8. Extreme Make was just sitting inside Infirmary a majority of the game. That's not a bad scoreline for him. 15-13 for Duke, David 9-7, and Horik 11-6. On the other side, though, a couple men, close to breaking even, and actually one man, Hexus, does break through to 14-12, and G at 11-10. But there really is a big difference. Like at one point in the game, there wasn't a huge differential between the two scores in terms of kills, but towards the end, it really started to snowball in favor of Epsilon, and they really kind of carried it through. It was a little bit scrappy out of Epsilon. I feel like they could have closed it out with a bigger lead, but credit to SK to really fight back and just dwindle down the lead that they were going to be going up against into the second half. 56 tickets isn't that bad, considering Epsilon were able to get 23. Or sorry, Fnatic were able to get 23 against Epsilon before, and Fnatic, the 3-time champion of the ESL One Battlefield 4 series.
Yeah, they seem to be having... I mean, it's not the worst issue. I mean, 56 tickets is still something. But I feel like that margin could have been a lot more. So kind of credit for the damage control from the SK side. I felt like they kind of managed to deal with that somewhat well. Of course, 56 tickets does take a big chunk out of their starting... I was going to say cash, but no, their starting money. And so going into this one, there's things to address. Primarily going to be Mayek on A. Can we get rid of him fast or a bit quicker? Because of course he just stuck around for so long. Got a huge amount of kills just from holding a site. And both that's a statement about the SK team just throwing numbers at A. They were committed so many numbers to A. But as a side swap, of course, we're going to be expecting to see a little bit different playstyle from both teams. It's going to be interesting to see SK, of course, on the right-hand side of your screens now in red, and Epsilon on the left in blue, with that 56 tickets from the first half.
All right, so we kick things off. I'm curious to see, are Epsilon going to be able to get the early 2-1 hold? Are they going to contest the A flag at all in the beginning? Are they going to push out towards outside? I mean, there's so many different routes you can kind of go. Typically, you see, it depends what they feel like SK is going to do on the outside. I feel like they could send 2 men out here and kind of contest it head-to-head, have an even matchup, and they will get C eventually. They will be able to get there a little bit quicker. But can they maintain the hold is the real question. And then the other side of SK, will they push through straight towards B and try to fight them there and take that flag? Or do they want to actually contest C and put out maybe an extra man and try to rush there as quick as possible? But here we go, kicking things off, and we will find out.
And here they go. Going to be going for that 3-2 split. SK straight off the bat. Going to be setting 2 members towards A, 3 elsewhere, as the last one does spawn in over towards C. And on the other side of things, Epsilon, they've got something else in mind. They're stacking up, but they're stacking up slowly. Interesting to see if Jika's anticipating this one. You can see he's checking himself, trying to find himself a bit of cover up in the higher side of the map. Already, though, first blood is drawn. 2 frags for Epsilon, as the C flag is going to be taking a heavy hit, as is Jika, as he gets tagged up, but doesn't quite go down yet.
Oh, look at this Duke. I don't think he's been spotted. He's going to rush in and pick up a couple of kills here. He's going to finally pick up the first frag.
Oh, dear.
Can't get the second just switching the Magnum, just spamming it away, but his teammate comes in, and that's going to be a tri-cap coming in just as quick as he started this game. And Epsilon off to a strong start.
Yeah, it's a good start from them. You can see Epsilon kind of breaching the SK side very early on into this one with that trip cap. And this is a kind of contrast to the start of the first one where we did, of course, see SK managing to hold on a little bit quicker or a little bit better. This time, though, safe. Taking that V flag and instead just going to back away. His teammates saying, just leave it. We've done the trip cap, and now they gift that one over to the SK side as they spawn in.
And Safe rotated quick as he could to get towards A to kind of give him that control of this area. And then they hold their line defense. You have Mick trying to watch towards Snake. And you have Duke in Snake. Just pick up these kills here. And unfortunately, he's going to actually dodge around quite a bit there, and he will stay alive. Actually, no, he picked up 2 kills. It looked like he was reloading. But just like that, they get a full squad wipe.
And Epsilon just ripping apart the SK side. They have lost a member, though. 4 to 5 now, which is, of course, not the most ideal situation when you're already at a deficit. But, of course, SK, if anything, that's just going to play on their minds even more now. One less player, one less problem for Epsilon.
SK, they're still trying to be aggressive here. They're still trying to take some sort of flag back. I don't know how long it's going to be for their 5th to get right back in the game, but they need him now. They can't afford to wait much longer, and they're trying to make plays on the outside towards C. Looks like they will be able to actually successfully be able to do it, taking down the kill onto Horik. But just a matter of time before Epsilon decides, all right, well, we feel like with 3 men committed out to C, we can hit B very easily on you.
Yeah, I think that's what they want. They need, in fact, to push on towards. As you can see, they're taking their time. Very slow and steady from the Epsilon side. But when you've only lost 7 tickets and SK have, what, 40-ish to play with? It seems to be as good as gone. I think maybe...
Oh, there he is.
There we go. Finally, the 5th man does arrive as Hexis is back in the server. As he has to kind of readdress and realize that his team are a bit down in the dumps at this one.
They do have a 2-to-1, though. So they do have 2 flags, but the ticket lead that Epsilon has, it's not going to last that much longer. It's just a matter of time before Epsilon decide to just push up for the win. And Duke getting naded in from behind. They know he's there, so he's trying to call for maybe a little bit of help here. And David, maybe the man to actually help him out, but fortunately getting locked down himself. Going to chase around the corner, look for the kill. And Jika will get the better of him. And Epsilon, I don't know what's going on, but they're struggling to get some sort of flag cap advantage back.
Yeah, they seem to be giving it as best they can, but Epsilon not really finding too much. Duke trying to connect doesn't manage to, unless he can do the Magnum he does. Him and Safe seem to have no issue using that Magnum to great effect. And I mean, talking of Safe, you can see he's actually only got 1 kill. Did he disconnect?
No.
That's the second one. So the 2 kills
Safe?
from Safe
Yeah.
are both from that Magnum, both at the start of this game. And so going into this already, we are only 3 minutes or nearly 4 minutes into this one, and you can see some more than others are being pretty quiet.
You know, I wouldn't think SK can come back from this, but after we saw Dawnbreaker against MHSV, they could probably do it. I mean, 68 tickets was the lead that time, and they built up a lot of momentum. They had to disconnect her here early on, but they pulled up the 2-to-1. They're going to pull off a tri-cap, actually.
No way.
And they were down a man. They're going to take the lead.
Look how scattered the Epsilon side is. 1 over, don't make it just 2 over on the B side. If they can hold steady, this would be amazing. Not going to happen as Zia does fall, and so that trip cap isn't going to last too long. But still, it's lasting. They're holding on to this one. The bleed is on, and SK, we said it was as they were looking towards the second map. Looks like they're not finished with this one.
Yeah, they need to focus. They can't allow this lead to really slip through much further, but they will get B. They will get 1 sort of flag back, but Safe, there's no way he's going to escape a man behind him and a man in front of him. And C flag, I mean, there's 2 men committed here, Jika and Gia. I don't think that's exactly what they go for. Horik needs to pick up this 1v1 against Gia to allow him to get this push towards the outside, towards C. And Gia is just waiting. Here we go, Horik pushing in, gets like actual, gets him on the rotate.
He was impatient. That's exactly what he was, yeah. Got caught out. He kind of didn't play the time as well as he could, and this is the power of Horik. I say that. He takes 1 with him. Jika did go down, but the revive should be coming in as David, too quick, too precise, takes down Jika. And I mean, you can keep testing this guy. He's only 3 to 7, but he gets the frags that matter. Bringing that C flag now under Epsilon rule. So unless Zia has something to say about it, he does. Takes down his buddy, now looking for a second. He might just be able to connect, shooting at the toes of David, but nothing going to come of it.
Let's see if David can maintain this. Getting naded up, and his body fell down into oblivion. But actually, there is no but, because they still haven't capped on their flag. They have 3 men in towards middle, and Epsilon aren't able to get towards a safe flag. They are falling behind tickets.
30 more tickets fall away from Epsilon, and this is a level game. SK closing this gap so very well, and talking of just one man, Hex is now 7-1. He disconnected and reconnected, and he's just come back, I mean, on all fronts with a serious amount of firepower. 7-1, looking for the 8th already. As you can see, Horek is darting in, trying to capture this flag safely. He doesn't want to take too many risks, as he does actually opt for the small, does pick up the frag eventually onto Hunter. He's going to have to go down as he puts another magazine into his weapon, and now Horek is safe, meeting a similar fate.
How do you get 2-1'd against you when they have 4 people and then get trip capped? Like, I don't understand. They were losing out on this first half.
Fantastic, though. Look at SK Gaming go. First, they did it up against MHSV, and they seem to be doing it again after a one-man deficit going through this game. And it seems to me that they have closed this gap to almost level now.
All right, well, 39 to 82, 56 is that threshold of SK drop below it. They will have lost out on this map. They are fighting tooth and nail here. C finally going to be picked back up for Epsilon. But David going to get taken down right as he tries to leave the flag. And now Horek, he's waiting for the rotate. This could be perfect kills for him. Spots out the first one. He can't connect the shots. Actually, no, he gets one. But that's it before he does fall. And just like that, Epsilon get fully squad wiped.
And such a poor time for them to do it as well. Suddenly, SK Gaming spring to life. They need to make a move towards this C flag and make a move fast. David getting a fantastic spot before he makes his way outside. And going into this one, you can see the C flag is going to be captured over from SK. This is a step in the right direction for the Comeback Kings.
I feel like this is what happens when you lose focus. I feel like, you know, they're like, yeah, we're up like 100 tickets. Let's just chill. Let's just have a good time. They don't even have a 5th man. And then instantly, SK are now back in the lead.
And it's not really the best situation to be in as Epsilon after having such a fantastic start. Them losing a man and then coming back is just going to be playing absolute mind games, as May is going to be playing around that C flag. He's going to be capturing that one away, but look at that. Straight on, SK rebounding over towards that B flag. It's Hunter's the man behind the flag. And off the back of that, we could be seeing SK secure this first map.
The thing is, Epsilon, like, just recently signed a year contract with Epsilon. Like, the players signed a year-long contract with Epsilon. And they got to the finals last time, you know, the first cup, but now they're struggling to even win this map when they had such a huge lead. They had a man advantage, and right now, with the respawn still coming in, they're going to lose on this first map. This is going to be it. They can't get a flag cap in time.
SK Gaming, never ever will I doubt them again. I doubted them on Dawnbreaker, and I had to eat my words. I doubted them now on Locker, and they have proved me wrong. And so SK Gaming, I've got my eye on you as we go into this one. 4 tickets remain from Epsilon. They're going to be falling away.
Oh,
and SK Gaming, oh my lord, suddenly they're going on towards C. SK Gaming quick to rebound. 3 respawns remaining. You can see just David left just Mayek left standing as David does 4.
SK lost a man again.
And SK now only have 4 members remaining. 2 tickets remain though, and they have 10 tickets on the side of SK to play with. 1 man left to spawn. He does, and I do not believe it. It feels weird coming out of my mouth. SK Gaming have secured game 1. What?
I have no words for that. I really have no words. Epsilon just getting so cocky.
56 on the half. 56.
How do you... How? They had 4 men, and you still get 2-1'd.
It's mind-boggling, especially when you look at the scoreboard. I mean, Epsilon... They were underperforming. Safe, especially, his job was to defend A. There we go. And I'll be honest, 5 to 10, he really didn't come through.
I don't even know what to say. I really have no words for that. That should not have happened. And SK, I mean, we just saw him on Dawnbreaker against MHSV pull off a very big come-from-behind victory of 68 tickets. So we knew it was possible. It was unlikely, and yet they still, somehow, even after losing a man, come out with the lead. Wow. Epsilon have to be kicking themselves right now.
Oh, definitely. They are not going to be happy bunnies. And, I mean, off the back of that, of course, it does mean that as well as losing out on that, and as well as losing out on the first map, you then realize that they've got to go straight into playing a second, and that's going to be playing on their mind the entirety of this second map.
Well, I think both teams need to get their 5th man back in before we can kick that one off, though. Hex is still gone, and Make's still gone on the side of Epsilon. What's chat saying about all this? I'm curious. Scroll on over. a lot of people are just like disappointed with Epsilon after that. And again, just to reiterate, they had a 5-on-4 fight. They were up 2-1 in flags. They had, what was it, a 50-ticket lead? And then the 5th man came back, and SK just seemed to turn it on, just seemed to focus up and fight their way back through.
It's nearly unbelievable, but then again, I said that about the game against MHSV. MHSV had a 60-ticket lead, and SK Gaming throw that back in their face. So 56 is not too far to jump from, and they are on point at the moment. SK undaunted, unfazed, and if this is a sign of what's to come for SK, I'm excited. I just want to fast forward to the offlines now and see them do that on the offline stage. That would be amazing.
Well, we do have, I think, quite a while before that,
of course,
does happen. I should try to remember what month it's in, where we actually have the finals, and if they've been like announced where they are. I don't believe so, but I'm just waiting for the guys to reconnect. That's why we're sitting here looking at a minute countdown time, guys. Okay, well, we can look at the building, I guess, instead.
At least that's the scene.
Still waiting for each of them to reconnect.
Enables us to just kind of realize what maps are going to be played, what we're expecting to see. But yeah, fantastic game. We've kind of been gifted some really good games today from the SK side. I feel like I've attached to them now. I want to see them progress through and see if they can continue to post these results if they do advance to the final. As I mean, the question remains: is can Epsilon recover from that mentally? If ever there was a team to do it, it would be Epsilon. I was already saying before this game kicked off, I was saying that in the top 3, you know, I see Fnatic and Epsilon as those top 2, just purely based off their previous results. Those names, of course, unrecognizable, constant. There is a word. Recognizable. We'll stick with that for now in the Battlefield scene. And so, I mean,
renowned.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, there's a word.
Really?
Yeah, renowned.
Huh.
Yeah, renowned in the Battlefield scene. Thank you, though, Jason. But other than that, I was just going to say that, I mean, yeah, those are in my books are the top 2 teams. But right now, SK looking on point, I'd say, to perhaps dethrone one of these top 2 teams.
Oh, did Epsilon forfeit? Because like they just lost all their men.
I think they moved into Bravo.
Oh, jerks. Never mind. Okay, so just waiting for. I just want them both open, please. Just let me have them both. There they go. Okay, so still waiting on Hexa to come back in the game, though.
Set to be a pretty interesting one. Dawnbreaker. Do not forget, we saw SK before. We saw them on this map up against MHSV, where they overcame. Was it 68 tickets?
Mm-hmm. 68
tickets. So, I mean, I feel like if they have a better start, of course, that was their problem, was they had an awful start against MHSV. They pulled a, I think it was a trip cap out of the bag from the side of SK. And so off the back of that, all I can say is that if SK starts strong, this should be, and I'm saying should be, a fantastic second map from the SK Gaming side.
Just trying to see if there's any word from. Why don't you ask our admins?
I can
see
do
what's
that.
going on, because this is taking a while to think about how the game went on. I mean, Hexus joined back in pretty quickly. Yeah, there the admin's asking, where's the last guy? Wouldn't that be a shame if they couldn't get a 5th and they had a forfeit?
Oh, don't. That would upset me. Now I'm starting to wave the SK flag.
Well, SK head offices are actually like down the street from here.
No,
do you know that?
Pop in. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're in Cologne.
I'll go say hello. Say, hey, your Battlefield team played really well today.
I've actually been there once.
Is it nice?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I visited Alex Mueller. He was the head guy of it, and then their their league team was practicing there at the time.
Oh, so you went to go see them play?
No, I went for business, but ended up seeing them play.
I want to have a little look at the scoreboard elsewhere. Give you guys an update on the bracket if I can find it. Gonna hop on, try and bring that up for you guys. So you can see, of course, how this one panned out. Well, in the previous cup, of course, this is actually a very similar final. Fnatic, MYM, SK, Epsilon was the first cup. We saw Fnatic advance besting MYM in a 3-mapper. And Epsilon beating SK Gaming previously 2-0. So that's certainly not happening already after SK's fantastic performance over on Locker. And in this cup, what's happening in the other game, of course, you're going to be seeing the same thing happening, whereby it was Fnatic up against MYM, which we have yet to receive the result from, but it's set to be a grand final if we do eventually get there. Still waiting on that 5th man, as we have yet to have word from the SK side. But looking towards this one, Jason, I haven't really heard too much from you about the speculation side. Like, where do you see the this game panning out? Of course, after the performance on Locker, you must be looking towards SK somewhat.
Honestly, after the last game, don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, really?
Because I didn't expect SK to win that. I didn't expect Epsilon to mess it up and give SK the opportunity to get back into the game. So when it comes to this map, I'd say it's anyone's game. I don't think Epsilon will be making the same mistake again anytime soon, but I don't know, that's a lot of momentum built up for SK to come back from that after being a man down to take the victory still. Like, that is not easy. Not easy at all.
Not easy at all. We are going to be having this SK member joining, though, guys. Not live on that countdown.
He's joining.
They say he's joining. So that is that's good news. At least a step in the right direction.
But whether or not he's actually joining is another question.
It remains to be seen. Of course, yet to see him.
I don't see him.
You need to open your eyes. He's about to appear. Look at the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Hexis is back in the serve. I was wrong. Would you have been impressed if it happened, though? Would you have been? I think you'd have been slightly impressed.
I would have bought you a burrito.
Oh, I wish I got that right now. I expect a burrito on my desk when I call it in the next time.
No.
No.
That's not how it's going to work. You can't call your own rewards. You got to earn them.
Hard earned.
Okay. How much do you want to bet he's not rejoined?
Oh, he's not yet.
So do I get a burrito?
Yeah, sure, you mate, if you want to pay for one.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
I'm sorry.
I'm just hungry. But yeah, guys, since you're just wafting away, it's getting a little off topic. It happens. Ask us some questions. Feel free to in chat if you'd like. Always like to hear.
Yeah, it's
he's reconnected. Okay.
Oh, I was about. Oh, never mind.
Well,
Q&A session cancelled.
Oh.
As we're going to be going on into this one, as they jump on into the correct squad. Hexis is finally back in the server, and we can start getting this one live for our semi-final second map to see who is going to advance to meet advance to the grand final. We don't know who they're going to meet just yet. The winner of the MYM.
Will they meet
Fnatic.
their makers,
or will
they become fanatics?
Yeah, I like
bad,
that. That was pretty
bad.
good. I've got a smile on my face. Well played. But going into this one, I think the countdown should be starting any time now. And we're going to be able to kind of start to see if any of our speculation is correct, as we've had plenty of time to do just that. SK are ready. And we want to see if we can get into this one as soon as possible. Now,
yeah, I would like to. Oh. Good times.
Fantastic times here on Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how many teams are no longer around anymore. Like, do you remember UMAV and Eyes on You, or not Eyes on You, Eyeballers? Some like really big names, like Dinatos, like back when Battlefield first came out, and then we got all these like hardcore players still around and trying to play for their chance at the $30,000, was it $30,000 or $35,000 in prizes each season. And not to mention like the new blood, coming in, the new people kind of showing up. Like Lieutenant Hunter, never heard of him before last season. I think maybe even the one before that. But didn't hear about him early on. And then all of a sudden, like he's this like top player, and he was like challenging people like some Mayak, who, had a lot of controversy around him, but was seen as a fantastic player.
Yeah, and he's just doing it right now on the side of SK. Hunter, and I mean another name isn't playing in this game, but Quick. In that previous game, we saw him looking incredibly strong.
So admin's saying if they don't, next time it's a default loss if there's no warning about him restarting his PC and delaying the games that long.
Okay.
So that's
So they have to basically make a statement saying BRB restart or something along those lines.
Or to tell the admins, because we were just sitting here waiting for, I think, a long time. But either way, going to be able to kick off the game here finally, after it seems like 20 minutes of us lollygagging around, talking nonsense. We have over on the US side, Epsilon. On the side of the Chinese team, we've got SK. And look at that, SK going for something a little bit different, sending 2 men down the pipeline.
See if they have anything to show for it. You can see already Hunter on the hunt, trying to find something. Not going to quite connect just yet. Instead, he's going to be going slow and steady. And I mean, that's exactly what you need to do when you're up against the likes of Mayek. We've already highlighted the power that he possesses. As he's just going to be setting himself up slowly, trying to defend the C flag. They're already holding on pretty easily, though. The B and C flags are flying for the Epsilon side. And SK looking a little worse for wear as we kick this one off. The dust has begun to settle, and already in his exchanges, looks like Epsilon are besting them just a little bit.
Well, B is being contested here, and SK had a little momentum built up from that last map, even after that ridiculously long pause that we had to have happen due to the disconnect. But right now, Epsilon trying to fight back, and you know, I feel like SK might have gotten in their heads a little bit from that last game. Just coming back, being down 4 on 5, and still coming out the 2 for 1. It's not an easy feat here, but Epsilon getting B, getting control of C, and they have the ticket bleed in their favor.
Yep, so quite similar to the start we had over on Operation Locker. No real kind of runaway. Epsilon, of course, starting as strongly as they did previously. It was actually around that mid-game where we started to see something different from SK. At the moment, though, David can be backing away from that one. Not his fight, instead just going to wait for the squad to spawn in on him. Doesn't quite... Oh, he does connect the shots onto Zir. Looked like he just fluffed those ones. Instead, though, Duke is stepping up to the plate, looking to pick up another one onto Anarchy. Does do just that, and looking to find another one. Oh, he connects the spot and the Rex. Tyrannosaurus wrecked, as that's going to be 145 to 118. And now the B and C sites are still flying the Epsilon flag, and that's going to start raising some exclamation marks. As now SK, they need to make a move, and they need to make it within a very narrow time frame. We're already 2 minutes in, and already nearly 50 tickets have fallen away from the SK side.
We already put it out before. You know, it's SK was in this position before on Operation Lock, and they were able to fight their way back. And yeah, it's a big lead right now. Epsilon seem to be controlling the situation very well. But will they expect the 2 men to come in from pipeline here? Mick gonna be the one defending. Not being able to spot it. One just. Oh, I think he's the guy coming from behind him. So this should be an easy defense out of him. But I think he's been spotted. Bolts are going all in his direction, and Hana will get the better of him. So C should be turned over, but just as quickly as that is gonna be picked up. A is being picked up now for Epsilon. So they will maintain the 2 to 1, even a try count for a little bit.
For a little bit, you can see the C flag is immediately snatched away from them. As SK Gaming trying to regain control, but it seems to be falling away from them a little faster than it did on Operation Locker. This is kind of the time for him to kick in. You can see already in that southern side of the map. Man, making a push towards the A side. They're going to be spawning in as well. Anarchy is there, and SK, they need to catch David out here. He's not a man who easily caught out. Surely not going to get a second. He doesn't. Anarchy wise to go with a friend. Now Duke trying to retake the side. Not going to happen, but in the meantime, you can just see the flexible Epsilon side just say, okay, we will rotate quite smartly. Know that they've invested 4, make it 5 members over on that A flag, and they just snatch away C.
Well, I mean, even after almost getting fully squad wiped, SK have yet to be able to cap over another 5. It looks like they will finally get control back onto this B site, though Horik will have something to say about going to charge straight in, looking for the man defending it, but he won't spot him out just yet. And that will finally be B and A maintained here for the side of SK, but they have a lot of tickets they need to bleed away. They're already down over 60 to their opponents. And Epsilon, it's kind of up to them. Like, are they going to pull the same kind of stuff they had last time? Are they going to just give the game away and allow SK to just catch up and get back in the game?
It does seem to be the case, and now SK, this is kind of their time to shine. They did it about this margin before. It's about 60 tickets that they had to overcome. And they can do it again. A and B. Still secured, safe. He's been pretty quiet this entire game, not going as negative as he did in that second half of map number 1. Instead, he's playing the safe and slow game. Going to be holding back, trying to get picks on towards this B site, but the plaza is looking all too red. And SK Gaming, they're holding on to this for a surprising length of time.
They've taken about 30 tickets, well, let's just say 23 tickets away from Epsilon here. And the momentum shift has finally swung over in their favor, but they're starting to lose a couple of men ever so slowly. Duke able to get the better of 1 or 2 people, and not to mention Duke is at 11-7 scoreline here for his team. So he's died quite a bit. He's died the most out of his team, but he's also got the most amount of kills because he's trying to be super aggressive And there we go. Pick up the kill on Ajia. I get the revive on a David as well. And Epsilon's starting to fight back.
Yeah, finally they try and stabilize, and they do it with style. You can see already that's going to put SK on the back foot. SK no stranger to that position though. And instead perhaps of opting for the B flag, you see Hunters just trying to contain them. Maybe, just maybe, they can push on towards the C flag. They have already. Zia capping that one over 3-2 split, and you can see Epsilon just, I mean, they're catching them off every single time. They're going to be capturing over A, and the same story continues to be told.
They need to cap onto B now. They're down about 59 tickets so far, but if you can have David and Duke, just this combo, the double Ds of Epsilon, just be able to pick up so many kills left and right. They're currently leading their team with 9 kills and 14 kills. That's, what, 23 for their team? Up against the side of SK, who only has 26 kills. Starting to see something really reminiscent of just earlier on today.
Yeah, it feels like we've seen the same thing again and again. 108 now to 39. And SK, they had their chance, and they seem to have blown it somewhat. Now, if ever there was a time, is to try and cut that number down. Go into damage control mode is how we like to describe it. And just see if we can maybe reduce that 100 to a manageable amount. 63, they've done it before, is the highest number SK have come back from already. And that's just today. And so going into this one, they need to do something, and they need to do it fast. Cut that number down to size.
Well, they're already in control of A, but C's been left wide open for a large amount of time, and Hexus was lucky able to get a back respawn on top of that, but David plays one smart, trying to hide, use cover to his advantage, just trying to get the cap over, and there it goes. Neutralizes it, and we'll be able to pick that up. But Jika going to be coming in from the backside. Will he spot him out? Oh, there it is, easy spot, does get the kill. They're going to turn C back on their own hands, and we'll have Hunted defending on towards A, but I mean, right now you can see SK, they're not really playing for the win. Like, they're not going to be able to come back from this one, I want to say, and, you know, pull off a first half victory. They're trying to minimize the damage again, try to get as many points as they can on the board. Still, though, 90, I mean, we're looking at an 80+ ticket advantage here for Epsilon. It looks like they're trying to prove something from that last map.
Or they just want to test SK. Like, okay, so you've done the 50, you've done the 60. Let's see if you can do an 80 in terms of comebacks. And I don't know. I don't think it's looking too likely unless they cut it down now. They have managed to stabilize on the C side. Anarchy picking up that frag, but Dave is just a little too quick, and you can see Duke and the entire side from Epsilon just responding. But as I say that, it's only really falling to safe to try and keep B safe, believe it or not. As he's backing away from that one. Just get to brought low, just 1 HP. I swear we've seen a whole lot of 1 HP dinks today. Finally goes to go down though to his teammate, Mac.
I'd still count that as a kill in my book. But A is being capped on. David, Hexus, one-on-one. Hexus trying to place one slow. Nade comes in. Gotta get him out of position. We'll get the kill, and we'll get control back of the A5. But they've lost B, they've lost C. The music has started playing, and with about 80 tickets advantage, it looks like Epsilon going to close out this first half.
And close it out with an air, actually, of confidence. They seem to have shaken off the comeback from SK quite well. Don't seem to be showing any signs that this has thrown them off.
B is still being contested, actually. It's going to go back over to Epsilon with David cleaning up those kills. And eventually, it will finally come in. 88 tickets is the lead here for Epsilon. And they were able to pull off a first half victory on Operation Locker against SK. As everyone out there just saw, they still lost out on that map, and it's going to still be tough for them this time.
It's going to be more than tough. I mean, that's... What did we say? 80 is our margin, and so going into this, it's going to be a question mark about can SK break the mold. We've already seen fantastic stuff from them before. We've seen them overcome what we have previously described and thought of as insurmountable odds, and so I'm not going to rule them out of this one. I don't think it's fair to rule them out of this one. They've shown us already that they have the ability. They seem to have the mindset. Going into this, it's going to be a seriously difficult task.
I don't want to rule them out. This isn't a map for them to accomplish that. Like Operation Locker, it's really easy to make a team play from like outside to inside or get A and C and then make them cross that kind of barrier, the midway point in the map. But on Dawnbreaker, it's not a triangle anymore in terms of how the flags are held. It's linear. So it makes things that much more difficult when it comes to trying to get these caps over or trying to defend them, most importantly. I feel like Epsilon, they will be able to take this map, and then it will take us on the Land King Dam, which will be a snowball game just based off the map alone where it could go either team's way.
Yeah, I mean, it could go either way. Sometimes it feels silly to say, but going into this third map, it would definitely be a case of could go either way. Lankang Dam would be the third map if we do see Epsilon secure this one. And so, I mean, it feels like they're on another level into this one. So going into our third map, God knows which way it would go. SK strong team, it seems to be getting stronger every time we see them. And of course Epsilon, those staples, that top tier team that have been around since Battlefield.
I think it comes down to who gets the early lead on the third map, if we do see it.
I think you're right.
Like, whoever picks up the first half, I think should be able to take the entire thing, just based off of how snowbally that map can really be.
SK v Epsilon. On the right-hand side of your screens, you will, of course, have Epsilon. If you have just joined us, some rosters for you. We have, of course, David, Safe, Miek, Duke, and Horek. Such a star-studded lineup. And over on the other side of things, for SK, of course, Zaya, Hunter, Anarchy, Hexis, and Jika. And now 5 seconds on that countdown. Let's see it and see if we can break down exactly where the SK side and Epsilon side are going to be clashing. It looks like we're seeing something different here.
Epsilon sending 4 men into Pipeline. What? This is gonna be... I don't think we've seen this since like the beginning of the game here. And Arky will be able to spot them out. Like, he will be able to finally get the information for it here in 2 seconds. He sees them oriented towards C, so he knows he sent quite a few men over towards this area. And he will be able to kill, but he will be killed off from the side. And they should allow SK, like, this is what they should do. They should push straight towards A and take in that once they knew that there was that many men attacking that C flag. Instead, they're trying to go back and defend it. Hunter is going to have a little bit of a rough time, especially with that nade being in his hand.
Wow.
And that would be C and A held on to.
Okay, we said they needed to start strong, and Epsilon have done just that, and done it in such an unusual way. It's kind of thrown the SK side off as Anarchy diving down, taking a chunk of his HP out, as he's going to continue to just drop those first aid kits and try and build back up from there. Gets a great spot, gets a great frag. Mayek now down and out, and that should be a step for the SK side as they're going to be securing the A flag. They're going to have that AB hold, which we know a lot of teams are sought after. It's going to be interesting to see. 88 tickets, do not forget that number already. You can see SK falling dangerously low. Just 46 tickets for them to play with up against 140 of Epsilon. And that just sounds like unfathomable odds.
Yeah, it's tough. It is ridiculously tough considering they have over half the tickets that you're allotted in the beginning of 75. But right now, SK, they're trying to do it. They're trying to get some sort of flag hold back. They're trying to hit back towards B, but you know, Duke, he's defending pretty well. It takes down, what, 2 people with him? But SK finally able to get some breathing room, getting the kill on a David. So that should be B turned over, and they're going back loose. And Arky immediately falling back to defend A. And I'm assuming Jika is going to push up to maybe hit and attack the C flag. It's going to be a long road, though. It's a long... It's a lot of time to commit towards a C flag push. But if it works out, you can catch them off guard. You can pull more than 1 person back. And look at that. There's already 3 heading back towards C.
This is going to level, and that's a problem for SK. They cannot afford to have a level game when you're 88 tickets behind from that first half. So going into the second, this is just going to be a matter of time unless they have something up their sleeve. But they look to be wearing T-shirt. You can see 123 to just 127. Very little to play with. Very little room for maneuver. As, I mean, some fantastic single fragments. 7-3 from Safe, 8-3 from Duke, and then Horek, the immortal, on 5-0, yet to go down.
And Arky, the last man alive, has to get a couple of respawns to come in, random ones as well for Hunter right next to him. Not the most desirable respawns here, and they don't have much time left to work with. They have to cap over something ASAP. They need to get B back. They need to get C back. They need to hold a tri-cap just to take this one, take this game in their own hands. But right now, Hunter, he had to pick up 1 kill, but he's still struggling to get control of this A site.
I do seem to be having issues really regaining control anywhere across the map, and I think that third map is becoming a bit too close for comfort for SK. Securing game 1 after a fantastic comeback, but bear in mind that they were down before. They've been down again in this one, and if anything, that's going to be just on the back of their minds, like, we're not doing it again. Are we falling behind? And yes, I mean, the answer is clear already. 88 tickets is that threshold, and they're just, what, 12 tickets away?
Yeah, this is, I think it's going to be a little bit too unfathomable for them. I mean, they need to get a tri-cap and maintain it without losing men.
Without dying, without respawning, without... It's basically off the cards, and I think SK know it. And so we have to start to begin to start turning our attention to the fantastic performance from Epsilon. 107 is the tickets they still maintain after what was an incredible first half. on our second map, Dawnbreaker. And I mean, that's going to start kind of, at the back of my mind, start making me realize that, you know, SK, they're not invincible. We've seen some fantastic plays from them over the past 2 rounds of this cup. But there's still, you know, chinks in their armor. There's ways to throw them off, and Epsilon have found that. And that's by picking Dawnbreaker and absolutely decimating them.
Oh, Horg was lagging out right there, as you saw. A little interesting play out of him. Probably not intentional, though. But either way, I mean, 87 tickets, and they have fallen below the threshold. So we will be going to the third map. It will be Land King Dam. And this is one of those maps that can either go extremely quickly or even faster than that.
Yeah, you're right.
It's probably one of the quickest maps in the pool because of how... Oh, well, Hexus disconnected again. So that's great. But it's because of how the map works out. Once you hold B and A, you get such a good line of sight onto that C flag that's really hard to cross.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that like you said already.
Even a disconnect on the side of Epsilon again, Mayak. It's the same 2 people. Maybe
they're restarting. Maybe they just don't want to disconnect during the game or something. I'm sure they'll be back a little quicker than last time, especially after the threat of a default.
Well, what's the admin saying? Anything? No, switching the map on us? Okay. That's good. I mean, at least we're moving to the next map. But
it's a step. It's a step. And now the map we haven't seen in what feels like a lifetime, Lankang Dam.
You know, we can do like a who's done it for the dam. So we can Sherlock Holmes a who done it.
Oh, who did it? Okay, I like that.
So you know I said before I was in Shanghai, I've never actually played the map, the Conquest map, where you can destroy the building. I've never had it destroyed.
Yeah.
Or seen it destroyed. Same with the dam.
You haven't seen it blown up?
No.
Oh. You haven't lived?
I feel like I haven't, yeah, I feel like I haven't lived.
Well, look at that container. 24,000 kilos. That's okay. So that's, you can hold a bit. You can probably hold like 3 Jason Kaplans.
I want to say something really mean about it, but I didn't. Wait, but max cargo's 21,000 kilos, and it's holding 24.
Max gross, max cargo.
Wait, what's the difference?
Does anyone ship containers in Twitch chat? Could you give us a heads up, a hand? And of course, the reason, guys, if you're wondering what on earth we're blabbering about, of course, we are going to be waiting for 2 more members. It took them a whole long time last time, so we're not gonna count our chickens too early. We're just gonna wait this one out. And wow, you are high up.
This is a really big dam.
It is huge.
Like, I played the campaign part of it. We were attacking and stuff, but like,
and so the water has kind of reached that level now.
Nope, this way. Okay. Sorry, I'm like mess up the keys. This is what I was meant to do. That's a long drop.
Oof. Oh, look at that detail. I can see the individual pieces of gravel.
Yeah, admins.
Yeah, he's just checking the status of the missing player.
Okay.
And we're going to see if we can work that one out from there. I mean, the players have been having issues with connections. One's crashing and the replacement incoming, and the other one is loading. So SK are going to be getting their player in. Well, sorry, getting a substitute in, because Hex's PC is not up to scratch. And, I mean, that may have been an issue again. If we remember Dawnbreaker, Hex's was very quiet.
Yeah, I mean, he did well before, like earlier today. What's wrong? Oh. He did well earlier on today. I'm not sure exactly what's going on now with his PC. I mean, I don't know if he was crashing the games prior since we didn't get to cast those. But you don't want to have a person crashing and potentially causing you a chance to get into the finals to play against the winner of Fnatic and Mutual Makers. And actually, speaking of that, do we have a result from them yet?
I would start thinking, well, of course, if it was a 2-0, we would have that result by now. And I'll just...
Have you ever opened your eyes underwater?
Yeah.
I've never done it.
You've never opened
opened my eyes underwater. It's scary.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be really uncomfortable.
Maybe I'm like, I mean, not salt water, that's uncomfortable as anything.
No,
but
just any water.
In a pool, that's no problem.
Like, when I jump into the pool, I always close my eyes and hold my nose, because I even hate the idea of water going up my nose. I mean, I have a pretty damn big nose, so you can understand that, but...
I don't know why I find that unusual. So, yeah, I'm a regular eye opener underwater.
Do you hold your nose?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe that's just me. I'm sure there's people in Twitch chat who are like, I know that feel.
You know that feel, man.
I hope
You're
so.
in the nose hold and thingy majiggy group. I'm trying to find the brackets for you guys. I'm actually struggling to bring that up to find the result.
I mean, if you want to switch off my screen, I can show it really quickly, or we can look at it really quickly.
Aha, I have found it, and we have no result yet from Fnatic to MYM. So we're still waiting to find out who these teams are battling to meet in the grand final as we continue to wait for these two members.
I kind of want to head to break, but at the same time, like, we don't know when they're going to come back.
Why don't we have a quick... We could have a look at the Gamescom.
We can look at the Hardline video.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That would be a good idea, since Hardline is now an open beta for you guys. Or it is in beta. I don't know if it's an open beta. Just a little sneak peek into the game. We had our chance to play a little bit. It was pretty fun. Actually, one thing I want to talk about with Hardline, the reload animations.
Oh, they're awesome,
the 1 in 10,000 chance reload animations.
Yeah.
Like the Deagle one where he picks it up and like it just disappears out of his hand and it like shows up in the other hand kind of thing. It was really cool. And then the third arm coming in.
No, I really like the Force one where he's basically holding the AK and it kind of goes like reloads.
Oh
with
yeah,
the Force.
yeah. That's pretty good.
That's pretty sweet.
Pretty good.
Anyway, should we show you guys? Let's see if I can cue that one up, and we can get a little preview, a little taste of what Hardline has to offer. Of course, guys, when the action is ready, we'll come straight back and bring you the decider of the semi-final. But until then, we have some Hardline video, for you, and we'll bring that to you right now if I press the right buttons.
You're not set to right now.
I am now.
Nope.
Why not?
You still have a graphic in.
18.
Cops are on the way. We gotta move.
I got the package.
Where's your mama? You won't take me alive.
In the next generation of Battlefield, take the fight to the streets as cops and criminals go head-to-head in an explosive urban firefight.
Your location is compromised. All units, officer needs help.
Built on strategy, speed, and story, this is the fastest and most innovative Battlefield yet. This is Battlefield Hardline. Strategy has always been a staple of the Battlefield franchise, and Hardline is no exception. Coordinated tactics and communication are essential on both sides of the law.
Motherfucker's dead.
Take on the role of an operator, mechanic, enforcer, or professional, each with its own unique loadouts and abilities.
Take the shot.
In addition, Hardline features over 30 new gadgets and weapons, like the compressed gas-launched grappling hook, which can change the dynamic of any engagement. Or unleash the new zip-line crossbow to get into the action even faster.
Hands up now. What's up?
As cops, ballistic shields are your best friend during intense firefights, but they won't protect you from a gang of criminals armed with sledgehammers and Molotov cocktails.
That's what you get.
Whichever side you're on, seek out one of the lethal battle pickups hidden throughout the map and gain the upper hand. Support your squad with gadgets like the Tracer Dart Gun and Laser Trip Mine. Or even the new T-62 Stun Gun.
Police, get down on the ground.
The ultimate takedown. And be sure to use Hardline's destruction to your advantage. Or try Hacker Mode to take over the environment and play Puppet Master with your enemies. Hardline is the fastest Battlefield yet. With tighter maps, faster player movement, higher-powered gadgets, and a wide variety of new vehicles built for the urban environment. All new modes like Hotwire will test your reflexes on high-speed missions to boost rides or chase them down. Then, in the frenetic, high-stakes rescue mode, criminal forces hold civilians hostage, while SWAT team members must fight to set them free. Hardline's all-new rides accelerate the action in agile choppers, airboats, motorcycles, and muscle cars. Hop out of the window to get a clean shot on your enemy, or grab one of your vehicle's stored weapons to get rid of a pesky tail. And try a nitrous-powered stunt vehicle to get out of trouble fast. Taking cues from the modern crime drama,
More bodies fished out of Manatee Bay.
Hardline's story comes to life in a gripping single-player experience that unfolds in an all-new episodic TV-style campaign.
You do trust Dawes, right?
Partner, she's in trouble. That means we help her.
The player's journey follows Nick Mendoza, a Cuban-American and the newest member of Miami's Vice Squad. Along with his partner, Kai, a brassy Krav Maga expert, Nick is charged with breaking up a prolific and brutal drug ring that is ravaging the streets of
Tell
Miami.
your boss I had everything on a platter, and you fucked it up.
The pursuit extends far beyond the city limits, from the palatial Florida Keys, up through the deadly Everglades, and all the way to the mean streets of Los Angeles.
I can't see!
Nick, hold him off while I do some triage. There's guns in the trunk.
Keep your skills sharp by taking on 7 additional cases that go above and beyond the main storyline.
That's $9.9 million worth of coke.
What are you, drug Rain Man?
Use the scanner to uncover clues from suspects, execute arrest warrants on wanted felons,
Oh, you heard this before, huh?
and search for valuable intel. The crime story continues on in Hardline's multiplayer with 9 unique locations. Jump into 64-player classic modes like Conquest, or try any of the brand new fast-paced modes like Heist, Blood Money, and Crosshair. Hostage situations, drug wars, high-speed pursuits, and massive urban battles are just the beginning of the endless crime wave in multiplayer. Whichever side of the law you're on, Hardline's combination of strategy, speed, and story is designed to deliver the ultimate cop and criminal experience. Only in Battlefield Hardline.
There we go.
Hey guys, how you doing? There we go. So that's a Hardline for you guys. It looks like we have gotten our players back in the server. We had Fraud connect for Hexus, who apparently just couldn't make his PC work quick enough. His hamsters got tired, I think.
Yeah, I think he had to retire the hamster. He's actually got a new one on the way.
Yeah, we'll go with that. I had a much worse idea in my head of what he was doing with the hamsters. But Link Kang Dam, Epsilon, SK, don't give me that look. They have a new player coming in. I don't know if he's warmed up or anything. Fraud, I don't know if he's really prepared to deal with, what's at stake here.
Well, he's been watching the games.
Hopefully.
Well, we've seen him in chat. He's been talking.
Oh, he has been in chat.
Yeah, so he's been hanging around. He's been watching the games. He's been staying up to date. And so I just assault my microphone. Really, I think it's okay.
Bad microphone. Bad.
Naughty. But yeah, so we're going to be going into this one. 35 seconds on the time before we jump on into this one. So I'll put that on your screens, so you guys don't have to stare at.
Yeah, don't put that one on
us.
screen.
There we are. And of course, it's going to be an interesting one because we have on the left side of your screens the Russians. We have the. It's not showing. This is unfortunate. Epsilon side on the right-hand side, of course, for red. We have SK, and it should be. It's set to be a pretty fantastic game. 10 seconds on that countdown. Jason, why don't you walk us through what you're expecting to see here?
I actually don't know. It's been that long since I've seen the map.
It has been a long time.
Even at the season finals last time, these maps were excluded. This and Gomad Railway, they weren't allowed to be played. We had Propaganda and Lufini Garden. So it's been quite a long time. But we do see 2 men on the side of SK pushing out into the open area, looking for a push straight onto this A flag. Well, the rest of us have 4 men defending onto B.
Fraud straight on up. He used to favor this position quite heavily, and then you can see why Mayek immediately dispatched of using something a bit different as well. I think that's the.
This is why I don't let you touch.
There
my
we
buttons.
go. The Ace 23, Ace 21. Sorry, not the Ace 23.
Like CQB.
Yep, looking for that close quarter combat. As you can see already, Horek is under a bit of a heavy fire, darting away from that flag. Perhaps doesn't quite connect the hip fire, and actually it's short work for Safe. And so kicking this one off, already 2 sites yet to be captured over. We said this is either a fast or a slow one, and We're 1 minute in and the B flag is yet to be captured.
Yeah, that's typically what happens, but then once one team gets control of it, you hardly ever see the other team break it free. But SK going to get control of it so far, but are they set up inside of the building? And it looks like they're kind of not here, and not safe. The last man in the squad, not exactly what I was expected out of him. He's going to drop as well, so they will lose full control of the B building. And now they force these long back, respawns. You saw David spawn over here, and he has to run all the way back towards A if he wants to go defend that, or even to come around towards C is even longer. So it's going to be really difficult, and you're just seeing why right now with SK, how easy it is to hold on to 2-1 and how easy it is to make a quick game happen.
Yeah, and they're just turning the temperature up a notch or two. And SK struggling to come up with anything, really.
Well, I wouldn't say SK are starting to come up with anything. I think it's Epsilon. They're the ones not really able to break into the B building. They finally got a couple people here, a couple of nice kills. You're going to see Fraud go down. You can see David get control of the flag, maybe. I'm trying to hop right onto that. Going to flank actually onto Gia, but it doesn't get that better for him. He gets dropped from that. And now Duke is the last man inside the area. No teammates around and help out. But in the meantime, the rest of the team has pushed in towards C. They're going to get that one back in the kill onto Hunter. And that will give them now a 2-on-1. But now this B flag acts as a pivot point for SK. Do they want to hit towards C? Do they want to hit towards A? And with 2 men on each flag defending, they need to go together and make sure to secure these flags. Scotch-free, but Fraud going to be the first one to drop. 4 men coming in looking for C, and this should be an instant drop point, or an instant point of Epsilon to realize, hey, let's push B now, realizing there's 3-4 men pushing towards C. But Duke, he's holding on.
He's holding on as strong as best he can. You can see already that, I mean, this ticket advantage is going to get diminished pretty damn quickly. 100 to 128, but I mean, keep your eye on that 28. It's going to be falling fast. Epsilon hungry to just maintain this AC hold, and I mean, it's an alternative. It's a viable alternative. When the B site is secured, you said it's not often we see the B site changing hands once it has finally been captured. And so, as I say that, safe.
That's because they committed like 4 men to pushing towards C, and the other, or 3 men, then 2 towards A. They didn't sit on top of B and hold it, and that's a big mistake here. Epsilon should be able to capitalize off of it.
They should. As are you on away. You can see 97 to 122. And B flag is still neutralized. Not quite been capped away just yet. Oh, Mayek in trouble. Darts away. Going to be dropping his first aid kit as best he can to try and wait for his teammates to spawn in on him. The BC flags now flying the SK. Now Fraud trying his best. Does connect a great headshot onto Horek. Off the back of that, we want to see perhaps this kind of containment over on this A flag. You can see Fraud setting himself up. Mayek and David elsewhere, though, picking up great frags for Epsilon. And it seems very back and forth. To and fro at this stage.
Yeah, their team's really been able to just get that solid hold that we typically see on Lane King Dam. I mean, Fnatic is a team that comes to mind that can pull off 130 ticket leads at the end of a half on this map. But yeah, Epsilon looks like they might be able to finally get control of B, though. Chica dropping straight into his death. Teammates coming around the corner to help out, and looks like Safe will be able to get them the... No, he won't be able to do much there. Or maybe Hork will be the backbone of the team to allow them the control onto B, but he gets taken up from the backside as well, and SK are going to claw tooth and nail to get this one back.
They put a lot of eggs into this B basket, and I don't know whether or not they're going to be able to get away with this one. Duke surely going to get caught out. Spot comes in. No, it doesn't. Oh, Zia getting caught out when he shouldn't. And that is the power of Duke. 76 now to 116, and SK with the BC hold could take a huge chunk out of Epsilon here.
Ooh, not going to had that just yet.
Whew.
But look at that door. That door is like the MVP of that little fight right there. Mitigating all those bullets. But Revive will come in. We'll stay alive. And BC being maintained. 115 to 68 tickets. The lead's starting to really build up for SK here. But we'll expect 3 men to come in right from behind at Hunter. I think he hears them. I think he knows they're coming from this direction.
He is ready to strike. You can see he's got his angles set up. Finally going to catch one. Eventually, surely going to take down David. It cost him 30 bullets, but he does pick up that one. And now, all of a sudden, A has been snatched away from Epsilon. And this is more like the SK we saw in Game 1. And Epsilon, they are at a loose end.
Oh, man, he's trying to hold on to this spot here. But you can see both the teams not catching their bullets at all. In the meantime, C being pushed on. Jika going to be defending against this against 3 people. Nice use of the grenade right there just to hold them off that direction, to give them a little bit more focus on that area. But they will lose control of that. They will lose control of A at the same time. Epsilon finally get some sort of control back in this game. 2-1, but 114 to 40 tickets. That is not the lead. Or that is not the deficit you want to see if you're an Epsilon fan.
No way. 110 now for SK. It seems to be a kind of insurmountable position for Epsilon to be in. Just because they have the AC hold doesn't mean that they're going to be able to close this gap. Unless, of course, SK really do throw this away. It feels like they've got the... wow, a huge explosion off the back of that nade. Must have connected with something explosive. As Jika's going to back away from that one. And, I mean, I'm intrigued to see how far they get. You see already they've been squad wiped. And so, as I said that, I may have to eat my words, as it seems Epsilon are just clawing their way straight back in. And it looks like they're going to be taking B as well. Oh my lord, that is not fun for SK. As they basically, those spawns alone just gift 20 or so tickets to Epsilon.
Yeah, that's why people don't like this map often, because, I mean, if you're a really good team, you can pick up a giant lead, but if you're, equal with the team you're playing against, then just one bad respawn can really take away the momentum, the wind under your sail. And it was 100+ tickets to 40, and now it's quickly switched over to 40 to 80. That's how quickly tides can really turn here on this map, but Pro trying to push in, trying to get behind Meg, and I don't think Meg to spot him out, but they will have Safe there to back him up. And they will maintain this 2-1. This is not the most ideal hold. Like, this is very unorthodox to see. But, damn, it's working out for Epsilon so far.
Damn, it is. As you can see, Jika with another one. Takes Duke down and out. David's down as well, all of a sudden. 68. I mean, this number from SK is getting incrementally smaller as time progresses. Great play again. Jika picking up a lot of kills already. You can see he's sat on 12 to 5. Top of the scoreboard for his team, and you can see why. His aim is on point. Safe, flying down from the heavens, looking to make a move on towards this B-sub. There's going to be a nade landing in his pocket if he's not careful. Does just graze him as he is put to bed by Fraud. In the meantime, you can see this BC hold from SK is kind of a last-ditch attempt to close this game out. And they need to hold on to these as fast as they can. Oh, sorry, as strong and well as they can.
Speaking of Fraud, I was questioning before, is he warmed up? Is he ready to play? I mean, was he watching the games? And he was watching the games, as you point out, being in chat. But look at him, 13 and 8. Maybe he should have been playing from the get-go.
Yeah, maybe.
Instead of Hexus there. But 60-27, the game's not over just yet. Being capped on by Epsilon. Trying to get that last little rodent inside the kitchen area. And that will give them that B5. But they've lost A. They're trying to contest C here. I wonder, Jika, this would be a big 1v1 if he can pull this off.
If he can pull it off, of course he can.
This gun just sticks around the corner. He's
Safe
like, all right,
no
I think
idea.
there's someone there.
Yeah, I mean, he was just none the wiser at the end of that one. 17 remain now. Epsilon, that's going to be fleeting. And I mean, SK, they had their stumble. They certainly tripped up, but they have managed to secure somewhat of a lead. And as I say that, actually, just A and B suddenly both neutralizing. And see, Epsilon have put a whole lot big investment over into that A flag. They have managed to come out with that one, but as the settles, SK do secure B and do secure a pretty convincing first half in this best of 3, which were, of course, our third map. And it looks like, to me, SK do not want to go down without a fight.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, 3 tickets left to go here. The respawn's going to be enough, not to mention the squad wipe right there. So wow. 55 tickets. Going to be the first half lead for SK. Well done by them. And, I mean, 55 tickets is a lot, but not on Land King Dam to me. It is not really that big of a lead, and that kind of makes me worry for SK. Like, yeah, you're going to be happy with the lead, especially when you had to replace a player, 2/3 the way through, or 2/3 the way through a best of 3 in the semifinals. But 50 tickets Land King Dam isn't that much. And a team like Epsilon, as long as they get the hold that they want, that they were unable to do for the majority of the game, then that should be them getting back into it. So I don't think SK have a guaranteed win in their pocket just yet. I still think it could go either way.
Yeah, maybe not a guaranteed win, but I mean, it's a nice little kind of cushion.
It's a good start.
It's a good start. Yeah, it just gives them that little bit of support, a little bit more of a margin for error than the perhaps Epsilon have. But you're right, it's a very snowbally game. It's a game that can go both ways quite quickly. And so it's going to be kind of not tough, but it's not going to be easy for the Epsilon side. Going into this one with the 55 tickets standing up against them, but you get an early lead, you get that B site early, which of course we did see SK do the first time around. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one to call as well. And so this certainly is going to be one tough semi-final. This is one of the few games we have seen go to the 3-mapper, which is already a statement alone about the quality of these two teams. And so going into this one, we're going to see who is going to be meeting the winner of Fnatic MYM.
Do we actually have a result from that one?
In the grand final, I think
we would have a result from it by now, even if it did go to 3 maps. Unless they have like crashes like crazy as well. I'm gonna guess Fnatic. Oh no, hasn't been updated yet. Okay, so must be still playing. Maybe there's an update in the chat. No, nothing yet.
For those of you that are interested, though, for the MYM vs Fnatic game, we did have the 3 maps that were played was something a bit different. We actually had Paracel Storm, Siege of Shanghai, and Goldman Railway. So we haven't seen Paracel yet. We haven't seen Goldman yet.
I don't know. I don't think Fnatic is a really strong team on Goldman Railway.
No, it's one of their weakest, and they're still playing. So they're into their 3rd map.
Wow.
I'm just going to see if I can get an update on how that's going, because it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, of course, Fnatic, they did win the first cup here in the spring season, and they're looking to do it again. But MYM, they could be standing in their way. They're a force to be reckoned with at this stage.
Yep. Kicking off now our final half of our semifinal here between Epsilon and SK. On the Russian side, we've got SK. On the Chinese team, we have Epsilon. And Epsilon are down 55 tickets into this half.
Let's see where they choose to push, as this is do or die for both of these teams. They have that cushion, but it's certainly not one just yet for SK. As we kick this one off, you can already see a swarm of players for both sides battling it out in that B site. Already, one man falls. It was actually Zia. Tit for tat, though, with Horek, as it's back and forth once again.
Stylish free cam going on.
Very, very stylish. Felt like it was in a Hollywood movie. Safe is going to be capping that flag over, and pretty much uncontested. You can see he's actually forced to back away, as I think it was an SK member pushing up behind him.
Probably a Michael Bay movie with all the explosions that happened.
There wasn't enough lens flare. Not nearly enough.
But Safe able to pick up actually a kill right there, and eventually will fall, but it's given early control to SK. They have the 2-1, and they've been able to just bully Epsilon out of this position. I mean, it's not over just yet. They're still really contesting it, but considering how the first half went down, the flags were picked up relatively quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. You can see the B site is going to be taken over once again. We said it shouldn't happen, but it is. And Safe securing that one for his team. I was about to say securing that one for his team. I think he just backed away a little too early, and all of a sudden he's been caught out. And now Epsilon holding on to B and C. Just SK Gaming's A site this remains as their stronghold already. Epsilon going to be leveling out the tickets with their nice 2-cap bleed now ticking away. Wow, great play from Horek, just picking apart Jika. And it seems to be going kind of this. Well, I was about to say,
I thought there needs to be a chance to trip and fall when you try to go over objects like that.
That would be an awful bit of RNG, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be awful?
1 out of 10,000 chance.
Yeah. Oh god, that would be funny. And it'd have a huge automatic like trip up with like force fields and everything like the reloads as well. Going into this though, you can see the Epsilon side. I'm not, well, actually more interested in the SK Gaming side. They have those 55 tickets, but they're not showing any signs of pushing into a site fast.
Yeah, it seems like they're taking their time. They're actually losing on A here in the meantime from all this. Maybe they keep losing a couple of men too quickly. I just want to zoom out to see if there's any respawns up towards this north side again. But here we go. Finally get the respawns back towards B. They need to win on this 1v1 towards A here. Duke has capped it over, but there's still a man there. And it's going to be an Arc who's actually right under him. And he needs this kill. I think he realized, you see how like slow he's moving. And he knows exactly where he hears him out. Can he get the better of him though? He misses the shot.
That was such an important shot, and Duke just, I mean, experience and general aim favoring the Epsilon player. And now 137 to 108. This number keeps getting bigger and the gap keeps getting bigger. You said it's certainly not going to be over despite the first half victory from SK, and you're certainly not wrong. As now Mayek throwing down the flames, wants to try and find a pick. Not going to find anything just yet. Does he just find Anarchy? Anarchy not going to make the same mistake again, and he takes him down.
Oh, and look at that. Fraud, Gia all picking up kills here. That does shut down this push on towards this B flag. And actually, Jiku can get an easy A cap, and now the long respawns coming in. Yet again, Horek right there. They're going to be respawning back exactly how SK did just prior with Epsilon towards this B push. And tickets are going to be falling fast for the side of Epsilon. They're still in the lead right now, 121 to 106. But that'll quickly dissipate here if Hunter can hold on to this B push.
It's a big if. You can see Hunter, wow, takes another one with the AEK. Duke now down and out of that one. And SK Gaming respond in force. The whole map is blue. Abadi Abada, as they're going to be picking that one up. 55 tickets. And you can see Epsilon not really in a position to do too much with this, actually. Hunter just kind of, he's so indecisive. He's like, do I help out on A? Do I help out on B? Opt to sit between the two for now.
Do I stay or do I go? Is the question he's got to be asking himself. And looks like he's going to stay here, able to pick up quite a few kills. And that will maintain A for a little bit longer, though. Horek has something to say about it and immediately just kind of like, yeah, well, you can have that. I'm going to rotate around And be careful, it's not Safe and Fraud. Gonna be up in a one-on-one, maybe. Depending if Safe wants to push in for it. What is he looking for? Maybe trying to spot anyone crossing towards B, trying to help, not trying to help his team. He's actually gonna give up on the C flag. That was a little bit, sorry, the B, yeah, the C flag. That's a little surprising, and well, Safe will get taken down. So that little bit of a change of his mind, not working out for them.
We have confirmation, by the way, guys. Fnatic winning out in the other semi-final. MYM versus Fnatic. It was a very close one. Went down to the third map, and it was incredibly close in favor of MYM towards the end there, but Fnatic clinching that one. And so we now know who these players are battling to meet in the grand finals between SK and Epsilon. Looking to meet Fnatic in the grand finals. 101 now. I was about to start saying Dalmatians. I don't know where that came from. 101 to 71. Epsilon going to be holding as steadfast as they can be. You can see the tickets falling away from them. And SK, that cushion of 55 tickets may just be enough.
Well, right now they need to keep something. They have 11, now 10 tickets left to work with here. Epsilon need to get a flag back, and they need it right now. They have to respawn in 3 people already. Wow. Maybe even a 4th in just a few seconds, but Meg, Hork both picking up the kills apiece. Not going to get the revives in for their teammates, but they don't have the B flag just yet. Look at this. SK are throwing everything they have at this B flag to stop this final push, and with 57 tickets and 3 respawns to go, SK are going to make it into the grand finals up against Fnatic.
SK Gaming, they've been so instrumental, so very strong in all of these games, and after a bit of a slip-up perhaps on map 2, a bit of a slip-up over on Dawnbreaker, it does show that they have got something. There's a little spark there, and I think that they're only going to get stronger.
So this core just keeps pulling on me.
I've
yeah, I
given
mean, up. I'm with you next time. Yeah, they looked pretty good, and I don't know if that was just because of Epsilon kind of losing their composure because they had to bring in another player on the other side for SK, but nonetheless, they did it. They held on. They came back up to being a map down and get themselves a spot into the finals for the first time for the season. Yeah,
well, I mean, we're only 2 cups in, but already they have managed to secure themselves secure themselves a place. It's getting late. I'm sorry. I'm going to start trembling. Stumbling over my
What we're
words.
going to do now is, guys, we're going to head to a quick break here because we need Alex
some
time to get some composure back in his vocal cords, whatever it's called.
I'd say so.
And whenever we have the bumper ready, we can actually just go straight into that and see you guys in just a little bit. Fnatic, any quick thoughts on that?
I mean, in my books, Fnatic seem to be, again, this unbeatable force. But I told you I'm an SK fanboy now after these 2. No, make it 3 fantastic comebacks, and that's just today.
What is Drunks doing in chat? Drunks, go get ready for your game.
You've got a game. You've got the grand final to play. I mean, to be fair, SK going to need a little bit of a break after that one. We do too. I mean, that was a fantastic performance, but also a 3-mapper, and it wasn't a quick one.
No, it wasn't. So, guys, we're heading to a quick little break here. When we come back, grand finals kicking off between SK and Fnatic, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes.